Good morning, afternoon or evening, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update. We are back to business, and today we've got some pretty insane news that's coming out of both Visa and Mastercard. Of course, Visa appeared on, it was CNBC, their CEO, and essentially was asked the question, I believe by Jim Cramer, the infamous Jim Cramer, in regards to perhaps the CEO of Visa's concerns around the Genius Act. And what he said is shocking, because they basically admitted that they've been looking at this technology and looking to implement it for years and just waiting for this moment to take place to enact on that broader plan. This aligns with everything we've been saying for as long as we've been in the crypto space, and that is that DLT technology is the future of finance, money, and a lot of other things outside of the realms of that, you know, IoT, the Internet of Values being enabled, and already existing players like Visa, and we're going to talk about Mastercard, which of course are partnered with Chainlink. Between them, Visa handles around about 39% of global card transactions. Mastercard is roughly 25%, and combined, they dominate the international card payment landscape with over 60% of global shares and up to 90% outside of China. Obviously, and I think China will have their own sort of blockchain strategy. So this is a pretty damn big deal as far as I'm concerned. And we've got news from both of these within the past 24 hours in regards to confirmation of what I and you guys who follow the channel have believed, and that is that everything is going to move on chain. And retail sentiment right now doesn't represent the unbelievable opportunity that is presenting itself in regards to these public distributed ledgers. There's something fundamentally amazing taking place, and crypto's at the heart of it. And technically, we're also very bullish on the cryptocurrency space. The S&P literally has recovered, or the QQQ has literally recovered its pullback from Trump's tariffs. And I could just go on and on about reasons to be bullish. I think there's a major unlock for markets broadly coming on the back end of all this technology. And we're also going to be hearing from Mastercard's EVP, Raj. Then we've got news in regards to the SEC and their discussion with the New York Stock Exchange. And there's consideration regarding trading of tokenized equities and structures for facilitating such trades. The leading DLT, bit of trivia here for you, in regards to stocks right now is Algorand with Exodus. They tokenized their entire company, or their entire stock on Algorand. They're the leader. We're talking not even $1 billion in stocks have been tokenized today. Or it might be over, I can't quite remember. But it's a very small number. And there's hundreds of trillions of stocks out there to be tokenized. There's trillions in terms of money. There's trillions and trillions in terms of debt. This is all coming on chain, and it's going to be public DLTs that enable this. And they've done that deliberately because it's a trick. It's like, oh, well, you know, it's public. It's decentralized. So you can trust it. The trust system, whilst they tighten that grip around you even more. So we're going to be looking at that. Also bringing up again ECB's Lagarde talking about digital euro is now urgent to be passed into law, obviously following the Genius Act. We covered a paper from the ECB yesterday that specifically mentions the use and utility of XRP's ledger. And then we'll do a little bit of TA, guys, because we really don't think it's a bad picture whatsoever. Let's kick things off with what Visa's CEO had to say when asked the question by Jim Cramer, the infamous Jim Cramer, about is he scared based on the Genius Act and what that means. Let's dive into this because it's very revealing. All these big companies have been working on this stuff for years whilst kind of squashing or leading retail off the scent. Let's dive into this.
We've been embracing and building for years, preparing for this moment. The Genius Act has now passed the Senate, as you know, and is expected to pass the House. I think that'll give regulatory clarity to stablecoins. And we've been embracing stablecoins. We've been enabling people to issue Visa credentials on top of stablecoins. We've been modernizing our own settlement infrastructure with stablecoins. And we have a whole host of innovations that we plan to deploy around the world embracing stablecoins.
Do you believe then stablecoins are going to be a significant way that people transact in the future?
Hey, David, we think there's product market fit for stablecoins in three areas. The first is the capital markets use case, and you've seen that with crypto trading, and that's true globally, here in the U.S. and around the world. But the product market fit that's most interesting going forward is outside the U.S., and there's two areas. The first is countries where you've got high currency volatility or currency controls, where people really want to have access to US dollars, and they either can't get US dollars or it's very expensive to do that. Stable coins provide an opportunity for people in those countries, maybe there's 30, 40, 50 of those countries around the world, to have easy, cost-efficient access to US dollars. And we'll plan to give them Visa credentials on top of those stable coins that they can spend in merchants around their country or other places. The second area of product market fit is cross-border, and that can be remittances, person-to-person, or business-to-business transactions. And in both of those areas, those are additive opportunities for Visa, and we're embracing stable coins and building and innovating on top of them to provide new use cases in those areas. Right. I think there's a little confusion because most stable coins are US dollar denominated, people immediately think about use cases in the United States, when I think most people who studied this and are active in this really understand that the product market fit is outside the US.
And this is the agenda. We've said this. They are going, everyone's like, oh, well, why would you be bullish on stablecoins? They're pegged to $1, they don't move. No, I'm not bullish on the stablecoins from a price action point of view. I'm bullish on the companies that are going to enable what is a clear agenda in regards to dollar propagation, democratization, introducing new purchases to the debt markets. You know, David Sachs, Scott Besson, all talking about lowering interest rates, which are typically done by the Federal Reserve, with this technology. How retail, it makes me laugh. I came back to the UK on Monday, and I just thought, I don't want to be like everybody else, you know? And you should apply that principle when it comes to the markets. When retail sentiment is like it's been, that is a great opportunity. Be separate from the herd and see these things that we put forward to you day in, day out on reasons exactly why you should be bullish on crypto. The world at large doesn't know about this transformational change. But we cover it day in, day out. And that was very exciting in regards to Visa saying, look, we've been working on this for years. We've not been telling anybody. There's been people like me and others out there that have been leaking various things or connecting the dots. But now we can come out and say it. It's all happening at the right time. And more broadly than that, Bitcoin came about at the perfect time. Since then, it's been very accurate. And now we're at that boiling point. This is from Chainlink. We're excited to announce that Chainlink and Mastercard have partnered to enable billions of cardholders to purchase crypto directly on chain. And that broadly would mean stablecoins, probably predominantly. Chainlink verifies and synchronizes key transaction details to enable Mastercard holders to access crypto directly on chain. This marks a major step forward in the mainstream adoption of Web3. Chainlink and Mastercard power the new Swapper finance platform and Zero Hash X. Interesting. Not sure they're the Zero Hash that I know. Providing the on-chain services and access liquidity need to convert fiat into crypto with seamless smart contracts execution alongside Shift4 and SwapLink with liquidity sources from Uniswap. Combining Mastercard's global payment technologies and Chainlink's industry standard infrastructure, creating a secure user experience for billions. People aren't bullish enough on Chainlink at all. And just like with Quant, what they do is they've it's not what people know that's the problem, it's what they know that isn't so. They think that Chainlink is a competitor to some of these other public layer ones that do like smart contracts and that do like the actual remittances of money and things like this. No, Chainlink is a friend to the crypto space. It's an enabling piece of it. Just like Quant with their Overledger system. It's not a competitor. You actually want them to succeed. People put one against the other, like XRP versus Quant or XRP versus Chainlink. You fundamentally misunderstood what these protocols do. And on the back end of this, Chainlink did post something from Mastercard's EVP, Raj, that essentially has something to say on this matter in light of this partnership. So let's go ahead and play that, and then we're going to get into the NASDAQ news, or the New York Stock Exchange news, a little bit about the ECB, and then we'll finish some stuff on some TA. Let's dive in.
Is about how do we bring more people into the ecosystem. So we have billions of consumers, as you said. If the crypto folks are buying and selling to other crypto folks, then that is a vibrant ecosystem. It's continuing to grow. How do we get more parties involved? How do we make it easier for people to interact and buy assets, sell assets on the chain? Right. That's when we grow the pie, if you will. And this really bridges that gap. While this is initially opening up few assets for people to buy, that framework that I think we've worked together, and I found Chainlink to be an incredibly quick partner on this in terms of coming up with solutions. This is extensible to other things, like you have this journey of real world assets getting tokenized and coming onto chain, and every one of those assets require a payment leg, and more payment legs are available in order to buy and sell those assets. more people will come on chain and interact with the chain for a variety of use cases. And the velocity and number of apps that can get on the platform will exponentially increase.
Okay, there we have it. The picture couldn't be a clearer one in my opinion. I'm just uber bullish. I think DLTs, public DLTs are the future. We get confirmation of that on a daily basis. Remember, between Visa and Mastercard, you're talking about, outside of China, 90% of global coverage when it comes to card payments. There's going to be a crypto, and they're all actively looking to use and utilize the cryptocurrency sector. This is from Nate Garcia. Let's see who met with the SEC Crypto Task Force today to discuss tokenized equities. The New York Stock Exchange. Don't think people fully appreciate how fast this is all moving. They don't, because they're too focused on day-to-day BS price action. They're not even looking at a weekly chart. They're looking at hourly candles. I mean, come on. There's so much bad coverage out there of this space and misleading people. Why we do what we do and how we do is because we think it's going to benefit you guys the most, in terms of the information that we deliver and that kind of macro investment thesis as it comes to the cryptocurrency space. We're not trying to push people into trading, leverage trading, this nonsense. We're trying to get people to capitalize on what is clearly a fundamental revolution taking place technologically, and to be able to position as an investor for it. Not financial advice, just how I believe people are going to do well off of this. Nate goes on to say some other interesting crypto topics covered as well include generic listing standards for spot crypto ETFs. Remember, there's 90 to 95% probability those are coming for altcoins this year from Bloomberg's analysts. Meanwhile, retail's bearish. Good. I'm glad. I'm happy. Considerations regarding trading of tokenized equities and structure for facilitating such trades. So very interesting. That's a damn good reason to be bullish on the crypto space in regards to the tokenization of the stock market alone. ECB's Lagarde tells EU Parliament that digital euro law is urgent. And it is indeed. And it has everything to do with her commenting on Bretton Woods and Jay Powell doing the same thing and gold running away. And there's something really broad going on that I'll probably cover with Patrons later on. If you want to become a Patron, now's a perfect time. We've recently gone into quantum computing stocks we're doing well on. You'll unlock my stock portfolio, my crypto portfolio. I think we're going to do extremely well. We've done well thus far, considering everything. We're going to continue to smash it. And that's whether you're here with me on YouTube or whether you take that step further and become a Patreon. As far as crypto is concerned, from a technical point of view, the plan still remains. There's been zero changes to it. Despite everything going on, you've just got to think about the fact that what's took place over the past couple of weeks, people are super bearish on, and look what Bitcoin's done. Nothing. Says it all. Look at the stock market. This is inches or millimeters off all-time highs. And the QQQ actually went on and put in a high. Yeah. I mean, meanwhile, everyone's bearish. Retail sentiment was lower than the sort of, lockdowns, 2008 and the 2000s. And we always use that as a bullish signal. We want to be on the opposite side of the majority. The majority can be right, but generally they're not. I think that human beings right now, certainly in the Western world, are in almost a bit of a kind of information-induced confusion. But that's just my own opinion. I'm going to love and leave you. We'll try and help you guys in whatever way we possibly can. I love you all. I'm going to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.